WXII 12 News at 6 starts right now.
A vehicle totaled in a crash, but the man inside walked away from this. He shares his new perspective from this miraculous survival.
Plus, a local high school student murdered, what detectives think happened right before he died.
And the future of cars will be tested here in the Triad, which Triad University is going on the map yet again, building a test track for self-driving vehicles.
Starting off this Tuesday, though, with the weather, temperatures getting ready to drop again all across the Piedmont Triad.
We certainly hope you enjoy the 50s and 60s because some of us are going to feel a double-digit drop.
Oh boy. All right, let's go to Lainey Pope. She is in tonight. Lainey, how cold are we talking and when?
Well, if you look at just temperatures, they're going to be down into the 20s, but some of the wind chill values will be down in the single digits as we've got a cold northwest wind blowing out there right now at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Current temperature in Mount Airy is 47. You were in the upper 50s earlier today. That northwest wind is strong across the area, 10 to 20 miles an hour. Temperatures were in the low 60s just an hour ago. We're now dropping into the 50s across the Triad and some 30s in the mountains, but when you factor in the wind chill values are already down in the 20s in the mountains. So the cold air is coming in. There's still a little bit of rain that is out there from Greensboro to Burlington, seeing some rain too just south and east of Lexington, and then working its way north and east toward Rock Creek, Burlington, all moving off to the east. So this is the last of the rain. This is the front that is moving in, and yes, those temperatures will drop this evening. 30s and 40s in the evening forecast. 20s and 30s by tomorrow morning, forecasting a low of 25 in the mountains, and we're down close to 30 degrees in the Triad.
All right, thank you so much, Lainey. You can track the chilly changes on the WXII 12 News mobile app. You can open it when you first wake up to see how many layers you're going to need as you leave for school and head out to work.
Next, want to get to some breaking news out of Winston-Salem. Police are investigating what they're calling an extremely unusual incident.
Yeah, investigators say that 2 adults and a teen were kidnapped in a home on Sprague Street yesterday afternoon. Police say that 3 men forced their way into that home around 3 p.m. and bound the victim's hands and feet.
The adults were beaten up and cut with a knife and also tased. The teen was also beaten, but not as severely.
Police tell us that they are putting every resource toward this investigation and is asking for the public's help.
Also from Winston-Salem tonight, police responding to 2 murders in a span of just 5 hours. And this evening, detectives say they know a little bit more about a mother and son found dead in a home on Ebert Street. They are still looking for suspects in a teenager's murder, though.
Officers say 15-year-old Elijah Tillman was killed last night not far from Silas Creek Parkway.
Kirsten Gutierrez is following that investigation for us tonight.
She's live at the Public Safety Center. So, Kirsten, any word on any suspects so far?
Talitha, not yet. They say it's still early in the investigation, but what they do believe is that a physical fight led to the deadly shooting. Now they're just trying to figure out who else was involved. Investigators say 15-year-old Elijah Tillman was a student at Parkland High School. Police say the deadly shooting happened around 7:30 yesterday near the intersection of Wright and Main Streets off of Silas Creek Parkway. Head of Criminal Investigations Division Captain Stephen Tully says they are investigating whether or not this is gang related. Now, we talked to a woman who says she's the victim's grandmother and says while she's devastated, she needs answers.
I want to know who killed my grandson and why. I want some answers. Why? All this shooting going around, gun violence, black against black, Mexicans. It's not right. Get your life together. Just catch who did it. Just catch who did it, please.
While family searches for answers, the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School Superintendent Dr. Angela Hairston sent us a statement about Tillman's death, writing in part, "Senseless acts of violence like this devastate families and friends and those that knew the student involved. In the season that is supposed to be filled with hope and joy, this latest tragedy proves we must join together as a community and shine a light on youth violence." Now, crisis teams were at Parkland High today and will be there throughout the week as needed. Now, again, police are still trying to figure out a motive and search for suspects. They say if you know anything, to please contact them. Live in Winston-Salem, Kirsten Gutierrez, WXII 12 News.
Detectives say a son killed his elderly mother, then killed himself. Helen and Eric North lived together at this home on Everett Road in Winston-Salem, not too far from West Clemensville Road. Detectives tell us that a family member went to check on them and then found the mother and son dead. Helen North was 91 years old. This year is one of the deadliest in Greensboro. Detectives responded to 43 homicides so far this year alone. That is the most they've had outside of the 44 that happened back in 2017. That's the same year that the police department started the Gun Stoppers program. It targets illegal handguns as well as guns used in crimes. So far, the program has helped seize more than 100 firearms and arrested more than 100 people.
Well, you can barely make out that this was once an automobile, but the man inside not only survived, he was hardly injured at all. State troopers say it is a miracle that his injuries were not worse. Our Steve King has a closer look at what's left of this SUV and the driver's new perspective.
As you can see, this morning's wreck in Wilkes County nearly destroyed this entire SUV. Investigators say the driver of this SUV was driving westbound on US 421 near the Windy Gap exit just before 6 a.m. and was adjusting his radio before seeing a disabled tractor trailer on the side of the road at the very last second. He tried to swerve out of the way but could not avoid the tractor trailer. Somehow, the driver of this SUV only has a couple bruises. He says he's feeling fine. He told us, quote, "I'm just thankful and blessed to be alive, especially to walk away and be as healthy as I am after that." He says that now he has a new perspective and will, quote, "just be more thankful and keep family close. It could be any minute, 1 inch to the right, I may not be talking." First responders shared their thoughts as well.
I've seen wrecks before in the last 45 years. That's the hardest hit that I've ever seen with anybody come out of it.
Really, it was just a miracle that he was able to walk away from that, that anybody was able to walk away from that. And I told him that very thing. He agreed.
Investigators say the driver of the tractor trailer was not inside that vehicle and he was not hurt in the collision. The driver of the SUV has been cited for failure to reduce speed. Reporting in Wilkesboro, Steve King, WXII 12 News.
A former Guilford County middle school teacher is accused of having sex with a student. Investigators say that Carly Smith had an inappropriate relationship with a child at Northern Guilford Middle School. She's charged with statutory rape and indecent liberties. A second person is wanted in the murder of a man found under a bridge in Randolph County. Detectives tell us that Ellen Menja could be armed as well as dangerous. Investigators say that he was with Juan Matamoros Godoy at the time that Soledad Ortiz was killed. Deputies found her body in October near Lake Lucas. According to arrest warrants, Godoy kidnapped Ortiz and then shot and killed her.
It has been 6 years since Erica Parsons was first reported missing, and today her adoptive father has pleaded guilty to killing her. Sandy Parsons could get up to 53 years behind bars. As part of the deal, he will not get the death penalty, though. Her adoptive mother, Casey Parsons, pleaded guilty to murder back in August. She is currently serving a life sentence. Erica Parsons' adoptive brother reported her missing back in 2013. He told investigators he hadn't seen her in 2 years. Investigators later found her body in South Carolina.
A former Vance County school resource officer accused of slamming a student to the ground multiple times will be charged. The district attorney says that Warren Durham will be charged with assault and child abuse. A surveillance camera inside of the middle school recorded the entire incident. The boy's family says that they are upset that Durham will not face felony charges. Today, the district attorney explained why.
Despite the violent nature of this assault depicted in the video, the student did not suffer any fractured or broken bones or sustain any injuries that could be defined under North Carolina law as serious bodily injury. Therefore, under North Carolina law, the school resource officer in that video cannot be charged with a felony.
Investigators are also looking into another accusation from a middle school student who says the same officer slammed her into a locker.
To our nation's capital now, where a group of U.S. senators is looking closely at compensation for student athletes. Today, that group met with the president of the NCAA. The group plans to meet with several athletes and school leaders to discuss possible legislation that would enable student athletes to make money off of things like their name, their image, and their likeness. The NCAA president says the group is considering a change, but will not consider anything that could be interpreted as paying athletes. Meanwhile, Congressman Mark Walker is one of the federal lawmakers pushing for changes in the NCAA. He proposed the Student Athlete Equity Act earlier this year, and today he criticized that meeting between senators and the NCAA president. He says, quote, "It's an ignominious start to the Senate working group when their first meeting is with the chief apologist for an exploitative system and not with the student athletes who are being exploited. The inequity and injustices in the current NCAA model need to end quickly. That won't happen by ceding power to the person who has blocked progress for decades."
Congressman Mark Walker is not running for office next year. Instead, he's setting his sights on the U.S. Senate in 2022. Walker says that the president told him he would back his bid for Senator Richard Burr's seat when he retires at the end of his term. Walker is a Republican, but the new congressional map favors a Democrat in the 6th district.
Whenever you see a new district come about, as you do see with the 6th district, whenever that district leans towards one party, as the 6th district does for Democrats, that attracts a lot of attention from candidates who say, this could be my chance. It's a clean slate. What can I do for this? So you see candidates with a Greensboro base, candidates with a Winston-Salem base, a candidate with a High Point base. They're all in the mix, and we'll see over the next few months how that works out.
So far, 7 people have filed to run for the 6th district. Here they are. There are 5 Democrats, including Bruce Davis, Kathy Manning, Dermot Montgomery, Rhonda Fox, and Ed Haynes. 2 Republicans have filed, Laura Pichardo and Lee Haywood. Photos for these 2 candidates aren't currently available. The deadline to file in North Carolina is Friday.
Staff in the Piedmont's largest school district could end up getting pay raises. The Guilford County Schools Board of Education is meeting as we speak. The budget includes $1.6 million for a salary bump for non-certified staff. Those are folks like bus drivers, office support, and technology staff. The budget also includes $3.7 million for state-mandated salary and benefit increases.
New at 6, Atreide University will lead a study on self-driving vehicles.
Yeah, the State Department of Transportation is giving North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro that $1 million grant.
Yeah, the research initiative is called University Transportation Centers of Excellence. A&T built a test track and actually partnered with the city to build a road between the university and downtown for self-driving vehicles.
UNC Chapel Hill and NC State are also part of this research.